Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
With breaking news out of Raleigh, this is a live look at Pool Road near Newbern Avenue. 5 people were hurt after a car smashed through a wall and flipped over right outside that house. Nick Perlin is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
And you can see the wet streets there. We do have a few light showers that are crossing parts of the viewing area. I'll let you know if it'll be wet for your morning commute.
Nearly 50 child care centers across the state are closing today as child care workers in Raleigh are rallying for more funding. Coming up, why your child may not have a slot in the future.
And the Canes will be trying to keep the magic alive tonight. They'll be going for their 3rd win in a row as they try to force a decisive Game 7 in New York. It is do or die for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. My heart cannot take a Game 7. I don't think I can take it. Oh, my goodness. So, you know what? We'll have to see. They're at PNC Arena tonight, so we'll have to see. Thanks for joining us on your Thursday. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for Nate Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your early Thursday morning here as we get you set for your day. Yeah, the Caniacs will be showing out tonight.
Oh, yes.
No doubt. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Look at those showers on the radar right now. Pretty pesky.
We saw some showers and thunderstorms in our southern counties late yesterday. The cold front has already moved offshore, but we have just this lingering boundary producing some light patchy showers. It's not going to be anything that causes any real issues for the morning commute, but around parts of Orange County and Durham County, as well as Wake County and into Johnston County, and a little bit more of that coming back up to the north. But right now at 6 o'clock, we give it 2 more hours and it should be out of here. Futurecast shows that dissipating by the time we get to 8 o'clock this morning. It also shows some cloud cover mixed with some sunshine, and today may end up being the driest day that we have all week. As a matter of fact, it's looking wetter for the weekend, unfortunately. We'll walk through that coming up. But as we roll through Futurecast, you can see we're dry through the afternoon and should have some sunshine on and off. This is a live look at our Jimmy V camera, which is a look down Fayetteville Street toward Memorial Auditorium, and it is a bit wet out there. 65 is our current temperature in the Triangle area, and we're looking at a mild day today, mid-70s at lunchtime, 81 degrees for the high this afternoon. And again, we should see at least some sunshine. We take a look at the weekend, and it is looking wetter, a 70% chance on Saturday and Sunday, and that may start late on Friday. Already for Saturday, we have a level 1 risk for severe storms. I'll walk you through the timeline on Futurecast for the weekend. Coming up, Ken.
At 6:01, Elizabeth, we want to check those road conditions, and you can see the green on this map. That's the rain that's showing up on our radar this morning that Elizabeth just mentioned. Here in the Triangle, we're working a couple of crash scenes. This one we want to tell you about that happened just in the last 15 minutes or so on Rock Quarry Road in the southbound lane near Crosslink Road. Right now, it's not causing any issues in that intersection, but just watch for some police activity right there in the Rock Quarry Road area. We're also getting word that Raleigh police are working a crash on Capitol Boulevard near the split with Lewisburg Road. We're seeing some brake tapping going on in that area, so watch for that police activity if that's you're headed that way for your morning commute. Elsewhere in the Triangle, all the major thoroughfares, including I-440, I-40, and the Beltline, are just completely delay-free this morning.
All right, thank you, Ken. Breaking news in Raleigh. 5 people are hurt after a car smashed through a wall and into a home on Pool Road. It happened just before 2:30 this morning. Nick Perlin is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Nick, we're hearing that road just reopened in the past couple of minutes.
That's right, Michelle. That just happened, and we're also seeing crews here to help tow away that car. I'm going to get out of the way just so I can show you a little bit more of that. You're going to see damage to this home right here. We know the car flipped over and smashed into this house, and I'm going to pan the camera over a little bit, and you're going to see the damage to that car. It's there on that tow truck. So we do know that, like Michelle said, 5 people were taken to the hospital. I'm still trying to find out how they're doing this morning. We're also trying to find out if anybody was inside this home when this happened. Of course, we're going to keep asking questions, and once we have more information, I'll be sure to update you. Live in Raleigh, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Dozens of child care centers across North Carolina will be closed today. Their workers will instead be calling for more funding from state lawmakers. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is in Raleigh this morning. This is going to inconvenience a lot of families, but child care providers say this needs to be done so they can stay open long term. Kelsey.
Jeff, so many parents are probably waking up this morning scrambling to find childcare for their children. Nearly 50 childcare centers across the state will be closed today, and a rally is scheduled to happen here at Halifax Mall for childcare workers who are trying to draw attention to the looming crisis that's happening in childcare. So you can see that there's already a truck set up here as these childcare workers are preparing to rally later today. And this comes just days after childcare workers and families rallied in Durham. Families and providers are rallying today for state dollars. They're requesting this money because federal COVID funds will run out next month. A survey shows 29% of childcare workers expect to close without this funding, leaving nearly 92,000 kids without a slot.
We're closing for the day so that we don't have to close for the future. So imagine what the consequences are for just shutting down for a day versus not having that childcare in your community.
And that rally here at Halifax Mall is scheduled to start this morning at 10 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Abortion advocates will come together today to reflect on the one-year anniversary of North Carolina's abortion ban. Senate Bill 20 banned abortion after 12 weeks in North Carolina. Several reproductive advocacy organizations will be joined by patients and legislators to speak about the importance of the upcoming election for abortion rights in North Carolina. The gathering begins 10 a.m. at Bicentennial Plaza in downtown Raleigh.
UNC's Board of Trustees will meet again today. They'll be on alert for protesters after demonstrators disrupted a committee meeting yesterday. Police removed protesters who stood and chanted during that meeting. Board member Dave Bullock threatened to have them arrested. The UNC police chief said that nobody was arrested. Disrupting a public meeting is a Class 2 misdemeanor.
I think it's really important that students in particular, who are members of the campus community, have the opportunity to express themselves with free speech. But there's a time and a place.
And Bullock says this is the second time protesters have interrupted a university meeting. Those meetings are coming 2 weeks after police broke up a pro-Palestinian encampment on campus.
Tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes try to keep their postseason run alive, hosting the New York Rangers in Game 6 of their second-round Stanley Cup playoff series. Canes have won 2 in a row now after losing the first 3 games of that series. Puck drop for tonight's game, 7 o'clock. And if you want to go in person, we checked Ticketmaster. Cheapest seats available are $140. Some of the best seats go for more than $700. Be sure to watch our exclusive post-game show right after the game. We will have locker room reaction, insight from Casey Hintz, and analysis from former Canes player Shane Willis in studio. It gets started at 11:25 on WRAL tonight.
NC State is defending its decision to appeal after a judge ruled the university must open Poe Hall to independent investigators. Earlier this month, a judge ruled in favor of an NC State alumnus battling leukemia. He petitioned the court to gain access to Poe Hall and depose university leaders. Hundreds of workers and alumni believe the toxic chemicals found in the building may have caused their serious illnesses. An NC State spokesperson told WRAL the university's appeal is not about lack of concern for people who are sick.
Prime Minister of Slovakia remains in very serious condition this morning after an assassination attempt. That's according to the hospital where he's being treated. Someone shot Prime Minister Robert Fico 5 times during a political event Wednesday. The hospital says an operation to save him went well. Fico was elected last fall on a pro-Russian platform. The gunman is in custody now. No one else was hurt in that attack.
And Jeff, here in the WRAL Live Center, we're sort of still waiting to see some live pictures regarding a cabinet meeting that's supposed to happen regarding that assassination attempt. I'm looking here at this Associated Press article that talks a little bit more about it. Essentially, some of the leaders of Slovakia are supposed to be meeting after that attempt. We don't quite know just yet what the motivation was regarding it, but we do know that right now Slovakia is receiving support from different places, including Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, sending a message to the president of Slovakia saying that, quote, this atrocious crime cannot be justified. He also expressed his support and wished Fico a full recovery.
All right, thanks, Chris. 3 men are in jail after a chase in Nash County. Sky 5 flew over that scene in Nashville. Authorities say that the driver crashed into 3 police vehicles and a deputy's vehicle. 1 police officer was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Nashville police say it all started when a man tried to use a fake check at Walmart. He ran away as officers got there. He then got into a car that was waiting in the parking lot, and police started that chase. It ended when the car hit a police truck head on. We are working to learn the name of the 3 men who are in custody and the charges filed against them.
National Weather Service confirms Tuesday's storms produced 4 tornadoes in the Carolinas, 3 of them in North Carolina. An EF0 tornado damaged 7 homes in Columbus County. Another EF0 caused damage near Baldwin-Elkins Road and Highway 211. And in Marion, South Carolina, an EF1 tornado hit with wind speeds up to 90 miles per hour. In Robeson County, an EF0 tornado was confirmed between Pembroke and Red Springs.
Today, work on a new part of the Complete 540 project will get started. The work will create a new highway connecting I-40 in Garner to I-87 in Knightdale. A groundbreaking ceremony will happen at 2 o'clock this afternoon on White Oak Road in Garner. More than 10 miles of highway will be built. It'll include exits at White Oak Road, US 70 Business, Rock Quarry Road, Auburn Knightdale Road, and Pool Road. Once it's done, it will complete the 540 loop around Raleigh. This portion of the highway is expected to be open by 2028.
Carolina Panthers' 2024 schedule is out. They should have a chip on their shoulder. They'll be the only team in the NFL that will not play in prime time this season. Panthers announced the schedule with an artistic video on social media. Players painted portraits of each other that were used in the graphics announcing the games. The Panthers will start the season on the road against the New Orleans Saints. Their first home game will be in Week 2 against the LA Chargers. They'll play in Germany against the New York Giants November 10th. You can find the full schedule on WRALSportsFan.com. And coming up in What's Trending, we are going to take a look at some of the fun other teams that they had schedules revealed. It's always a good time in the NFL.
Well, coming up for us, dogs found inside a zipped up suitcase in Johnston County. How they're being cared for now after firefighters found them.
A new Uber feature is designed to help millions of adult caregivers. How it'll help them with daily tasks and other important aspects of care.
And a tiny little disturbance is crossing the area this morning with some patchy light rain. I'll let you know if you'll run into it on your morning commute.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
614, a tiny little shower moving across the Triangle area right now and down into Johnston County. Let's zoom in here and you can take a look. We're seeing some showers just moving through Garner and headed down into Johnston County. Also a little bit of light rain around Chapel Hill and Durham, and one more wave of that is going to come sweeping through along that same path to bring us just a little bit of patchy light rain. So just another hour or two before we see all of that diminishing, and then potentially late this evening we'll have another stray shower or thunderstorm that comes through. But most of today is going to be nice and dry. You can take a look at Chapel Hill here. Gray skies. It is wet out there on Franklin Street. Our fitness forecast, I mean, if you're going to be outside today, it really looks like the best day of the week. Highs will be in the low 80s. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, here in the WRAL Traffic Center, this map shows the green. It's showing all the wet roads that you just mentioned, Elizabeth, mainly in Durham. We're working a couple of crashes right now. Raleigh police are on the scene of a crash on Crosslink Road near Rock Quarry Road, not showing any delays in that area. This other crash also happened in just the last 5 minutes on Capitol Boulevard near Lewisburg Road, near the split. We were seeing some big tapping going on there in Capitol Boulevard, but right now we're not seeing any delays in that area.
These cute pups right here are in a veterinarian's care this morning. A far cry from where they were found Monday inside a zipped up suitcase. Well, now there is hope they will have a better life. Someone left the dogs in that suitcase outside the Cleveland Fire Department. Firefighters called the Johnston County Animal Shelter, and right now they're in quarantine there. The shelter's director says he can't imagine why they were abandoned the way they were.
I don't understand why people do it. All they have to do is come to the shelter and walk in the building, and we'll take the animals.
Well, the shelter's gotten dozens of calls from all over the country from people who want to help, including from different rescue groups. The shelter's animal cruelty investigator is trying to find the person who abandoned those dogs.
This morning, a North Carolina-based ministry is doing its part to send critical resources to the flooded region in Brazil. Samaritan's Purse is airlifting their fourth relief flight in a week to Brazil from their response center in Greensboro. So far, they have sent more than 65 tons of items like water filters, blankets, hygiene kits, solar lights, and more. That flight was scheduled to take off at 6 o'clock this morning.
A new Uber feature is set to be released this summer. It could help the more than 50 million adult Americans who identify as caregivers. 1 in 4 Americans responsible for the care of a senior parent, spouse, or child with special needs. According to AARP, family caregivers are spending more than $7,000 a year on out-of-pocket costs. The new Uber feature will let a caregiver book rides, order groceries, and purchase medical supplies for loved ones.
I was on the phone with my mom, and we were talking about some of the things that she needed help with caring for my grandparents. She needed to get them places, and she needed to get stuff delivered to them like meals. And so we realized this product could have a powerful impact for folks like my mom.
And this morning on Today, more about how the feature works and how it could be a game changer for caregivers. Today airs at 7 o'clock right after this newscast on WRAL.
All right, let's get over to weather now. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner watching the radar. We were dry, but then we saw those little pop-up showers. Is this going to be throughout the day, or is this going to go away?
This is going to go away in another hour to 2 hours. I think by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at the latest, we'll be finished with this. And then we should see some sunshine. Now, late this evening, we may see another round of showers. And then it really picks up for late Friday into the weekend. So we'll talk more about that in just a bit. Let's zoom in, and you can see where we're seeing some of this rain right around the triangle. Southern part of Wake County, dropping on into Johnston County, and then one last batch of it starting to move through Orange County into Durham County and even into, say, eastern Chatham County as well. So a little bit of light patchy rain, not enough to cause any real problems out there for us this morning. And not everybody's seeing it. It's nice and dry in Goldsboro. And as a matter of fact, you can see a little bit of sunshine breaking out of the clouds there. In Apex, though, it's damp. We've had a shower roll through here, as well as Chapel Hill and Durham and Raleigh as well. It's a little bit damp on the sidewalk there in front of our newsroom in Fayetteville, but we haven't seen rain there in a while. It was late yesterday and overnight last night. Here's Futurecast. A tiny little shower evaporates off the map by about 8 a.m. with a mix of sun and clouds. And there may be some cloudy periods today, but today should be the driest, brightest day that we're going to see until maybe sometime next week. This evening, watch again, a little disturbance dropping in from the north around 8 or 9 o'clock in our northern counties, and that may continue to slip southward. But those will be, again, just tiny, shouldn't cause a lot of problems. For today, it's a 20% chance this morning and then a 30% chance tonight. And then on Friday, we bump it up to a 60% chance Friday night, Saturday and Sunday, both a 70% chance. So we continue to trend wetter for the weekend. Here's Futurecast for Friday morning, a little cloud cover, partly cloudy up through lunchtime. And then mid-afternoon, we begin to see some waves of rain and some embedded thunderstorms. That may start around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and continue on through the evening. There's 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Now, Saturday morning will be cloudy, but it may be later in the afternoon that we end up with some showers and storms. This takes us out to about 2 o'clock, and it may be even later than that before we see the storms. But once they start, we do have that level 1 risk, damaging winds, heavy rain and hail, all a possibility. Our exposures this weekend, we are proud community sponsors. Both Renee, Chris, and I, Brian Schrader, all going to be out there this weekend. Scattered afternoon and evening storms Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's high only 69, so it's going to be fairly cool. The additional rain through the weekend could be as much as another inch to 2 inches. We've seen a lot of rain so far this week. We keep it going. Right now, it looks like we should dry out some for next week, though, Ken.
At 6:20, Elizabeth, we want to give our viewers an opportunity to see what those wet road conditions look like on our road conditions map here. You can see all around the triangle area, mainly in the Durham area, where those wet road conditions are showing up. To that end, we want to give you a live look now outside and show you what it really looks like this morning. You can see damp road conditions here on I-8, 85, and TW Alexander Drive. Traffic is beginning to pick up quite a bit, but we'll keep monitoring that for you here in the WRAL Traffic Center. We've got a couple of crashes to report this morning here in the capital city. This one we've been working now for the last 15 minutes on Capitol Boulevard near the split with Lewisburg Road. We're not picking up any delays in that area, so just watch for some police activity in that area as well. A serious crash we've been watching for the last 45 minutes on Rock Quarry Road near Crosslink Road. Again, we're not picking up any problems in that area, but we'll, of course, keep you updated here in the WRAL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ken. There's a new Miss USA a week after the previous holder of the crown stepped down. Who is stepping into that role and how she's responding to her predecessor's resignation.
And get ready to go back to the land of Oz at the movie theater. The first look at the trailer for Wicked coming up in What's Trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
So this is a huge thing, the NFL schedule release, not just a list of games anymore. It's a huge event for the team's social media managers.
Yeah, it is. Ken Smith's here now with What's Trending, Ken.
We're all ready for some football. Listen, the Washington Commanders played Is It Cake in their schedule release video. Now, for the Panthers, they used a cat. Yeah, not cake. Not cake at all. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs played on the hydraulic press trend that included some little foam Panthers. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And the Chargers took keep to a whole nother level in their video, modeled after the very popular video game series, The Sims.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it's not the Super Bowl, but it's a social media championship for when they release this. Who can be more creative? Rated number one, that last one you just mentioned there, the LA Chargers got ranked first. Now, the Panthers were ranked 8th in the whole league. So I wouldn't think that's that bad for a team that's not going to be allowed to play in primetime all season.
Yeah, and you said the Giants were ranked 30th?
30th in their video release.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
The Panthers are not last.
Right.
That's a good thing. Well, listen, get ready, Oz fans. We're getting our first look at the upcoming Wicked movie.
You're green. I am.
Oh boy, Universal Pictures releasing the first full-length trailer for the first movie in the two-part series. It will be released around Thanksgiving. How about that?
Oh, it's going to be so good. So you saw there Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. They're the two leads in the movie. They're going to be so fantastic. People were asking, how is the movie going to be different than the play? The play is so iconic. They said it's going to have a couple differences. It's going to be mostly the same, but there will be some things you'll see in the movie that you won't see in the play. There's also going to be some new music in the movie.
Well, there's more to the cast as well.
Yes.
They're going to Hollywood that thing up.
Fantastic. It's going to be so good.
Mega movie going time around Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Ken.
Right, thanks, Ken. Well, Bridgerton fans have some binge watching to do. The first new episodes in more than 2 years dropped on Netflix at 3 o'clock this morning. The new season focuses on the love story of Colin and Penelope. 4 episodes are out right now, and more are coming out in June.
Some parents are waking up this morning without an option for childcare. Coming up, why close to 50 childcare centers across the state are closed today as childcare workers rally in Raleigh.
And I could not resist sharing this gorgeous sunrise with you here. We haven't seen the sunshine in a couple of days. That is beautiful there in Roxborough. Now, there are a couple showers out there this morning. I'll just let you know if you'll see any of that for your morning commute.
A tow truck has just pulled away a car that flipped over into a house early this morning. Coming up, I'm going to show you the damage to this home behind me.